38 years. A doctor. And a Christmas from hell. The world I knew shattered into a million pieces. And it all started with a photo. 38 years. 38 years I poured my heart and soul into building a life. A marriage. Finally reaching the point where debt was vanishing and retirement was shimmering on the horizon. And then, bam! A picture that burned itself into my retinas. A snapshot of betrayal that ripped the rug out from under everything. She told me she was at an educators' conference in Arizona. A mandatory work thing. Meanwhile, a buddy of mine was in Vegas for a PBR event. The kind of thing we'd normally enjoy together. That's when he saw her. Smirking. He sent me a picture of her in a casino clinging to our primary care physician. The audacity was breathtaking. Christmas was breathing down our necks. The kids were coming home. The grandkids too. I'd been eagerly anticipating hunting with my son and grandson. A tradition we all held sacred. Now, I was standing on the precipice, staring into an abyss of pain and rage. Should I detonate this bomb right now, unleashing hellfire on everyone involved? Or should I swallow the bitter pill, play it cool, and wait until after Christmas? The thought of gathering more evidence, pretending everything was fine while she spewed lies, made my stomach churn. Could I even stomach her after what I knew? It all felt like a cruel joke. A twisted parody of the holiday season. Just days before, that tramp had sung a solo in church. Now she was cavorting with the doctor, basking in the afterglow of betrayal. Never. Not once in over for decades. Had I suspected her of cheating, I placed complete and unwavering trust in her. I felt secure. Naive even. Now, it's like the life I so carefully constructed was built on sand. My parents are gone. Thank God. The rage and grief are unbearable. I may just catch a flight tomorrow and catch them both red-handed. And my brothers, both gone. Who do I even confide in with this horror? I feel alone. Adrift. With no safe harbor. Update 1, I lawyered up and hired a private investigator. The pie and the lawyer met this afternoon. Their advice was clear: remain calm. Gather more evidence before confronting her. And protect myself legally. I arranged for her sister to pick her up from the airport. So far, I've managed to keep my cards close to my chest, pretending I don't know what she's done. It's excruciating. Like holding back a dam about to burst. I can't sue the doctor for alienation of affection in this state. But rest assured, I intend to ruin his future. My mother-in-law, bless her heart, is 84 and widowed. This will crush her. And my wife's sisters, all happily married and coming for Christmas, will be equally devastated. I always grill steaks for them on Christmas. A tradition since my father-in-law passed. If I bail, it'll raise suspicion. I even considered faking the flu, but realized I have to go home. If I don't go home, it will throw off the plans for my son and grandson to come for our annual pre-Christmas hunting trip. I've talked to her, laughed with her even, and I'm positive she suspects nothing. I'm playing a role, a painful charade. The pie has been digging, managing to access her computer. I don't even understand how he did it, but he claims to have unearthed a treasure trove of damning evidence. Next Friday, I'm meeting with him and my lawyer to review the findings. The anger is a constant companion, a simmering volcano threatening to erupt. My lawyer wants me to play this cool. I get that. I just hope the pie is worth the investment and that I don't end up paying him an arm and a leg to simply string me along. I always go to camp the week before and after Christmas. This will buy me some time. Give me the space I need. She won't suspect a thing if I can restrain myself from slapping the crap out of her the moment I see her. Update 2, my plan is formed. I'll gift wrap all the evidence the pie provides. After Christmas lunch, during our usual gift exchange, I'm going to let her open that gift last. I'll tell her to show her children what she has been up to. Next stop will be the doctor's house. Only then will I file for divorce on the grounds of adultery. Thank you for letting me vent. For providing an outlet when there is nowhere else to turn. Your support is appreciated more than you know. Update 3, exhaustion clings to me. A constant reminder of the sleepless night spent wrestling with this nightmare. Friday night, we hosted our annual Christmas gathering with her mother and sisters. The charade continued. A painful performance for an unwitting audience. My son and grandson arrived on Sunday night, joining me at the house. Tomorrow is Christmas. Church in the morning, followed by Christmas lunch and gifts. I've managed to maintain a facade of normalcy, concealing the life-altering storm raging within. But I've reconsidered my plans. I'm not going to ruin Christmas. Instead, I have an appointment with my attorney Tuesday morning, where I'll gather all the evidence, review the divorce papers, and plot my next move. Tuesday night, I'll gather my son and daughters for a family meeting. And then I'll lay bare the truth. Confronting the doctor, that's a problem for another day. My intention is to destroy his reputation and career. I don't care what it takes. Update 4: We made it through Christmas. Monday morning, I met with my pastor and laid bare the ugly truth. He advised me to confront my wife on Monday night, requiring her to write a detailed letter confessing to the affair. I did it, without allowing her to say anything to me. The trust is shattered, and reconciliation is impossible. Tuesday morning, I met with my attorney, collected the evidence, and finalized the divorce plans. Tuesday night, my children came over, and their mother confessed her betrayal. They are shocked, heartbroken, and struggling to process the devastation. My wife is staying with my daughter now, but the future is uncertain. My best course of action, I'm still grappling with that. There is no path to reconciliation. As for the doctor, I'll decide what action to take after I've dealt with the wreckage of my marriage. Update 5: So many questions. Let me try to answer them. Did I ask her why? Of course I did. She said she didn't know. She knew she was destroying her life, but she couldn't stop. How did she react? She is utterly destroyed, begging for forgiveness. For me and the children. She claims she doesn't understand what she's done. How did my children react? One is barely speaking to her. Do I want to be married? Yes, but to a faithful wife. That's why I never cheated. Have I met the doctor's wife? Yes, twice. We've communicated by phone and text. Do I not care for his family by wanting him fired? I care more for the next patient's wife he gets a hard-on for. Am I divorcing her? I don't know yet. Have I sought therapy? Not at this time. What I need is for this all to go away. But maybe that is wishful thinking. It's easy to pass judgment from behind a keyboard. Some of your comments sting because they don't account for the nuances of this situation. However, others have provided strength and support. One Redditor, in particular, has been a valuable source of wisdom, offering guidance and support in ways I can never adequately repay. It's strange to find such a kindred spirit in an anonymous soul. I don't want her mom to deal with this. She is at my baby daughter and her husband's home. They have no children yet. My children all support me. They are not against me. The first text was asking her, how does it feel to be the most beautiful person in any room you enter? This was referring to a funeral we had all attended. Time is starting to show, and she can't handle that. I did not tell my wife what I was going to do about anything. I assume she does not know. The doctor's wife called me when she learned he was fired and said she was going after my wife's job. Update 6: My brother, 14 years younger than me, died in a motorcycle accident in 2017. My sister-in-law has never remarried. I called her last night to find out when my niece was going back home. My children are smothering me. So I'm taking a road trip to meet my great-nephew, named after my brother and me. I asked her to reserve me a hotel room, but she said, there is no way in hell that's happening. You will stay here, and we will watch movies and eat ice cream. I haven't spoken to my wife since Tuesday night. I've blocked her number. I called my son and told him where I was going and to go by the office and list a rental property for me. It is a house renters moved out of and has been completely renovated with the intent to sell. He needs to get the things she needs and move them into the rent house. I am having new keypads installed on the gate and doors to my house Wednesday. Update 7: I got here around midnight. It was the best thing I have eaten in weeks. I gave her all the details of my saga. I have teared up a few times. She stroked my burst ego, and I guess I felt better after we talked. Yesterday morning, she took me bacon and eggs for breakfast. At 1 o'clock, I had a haircut appointment. I needed a haircut when this all happened, and it was overdue. So I agreed. 2. After the haircut, we are going to Dillard's and buy some clothes that fit me. I have lost over 30 pounds in 3 weeks. 3. I was going to go with her to a friend's house that was having a bonfire and fireworks for a little while last night. I was going to go with her to church today, and she was going to go visit her parents this afternoon. Her son-in-law is taking me deer hunting tomorrow with dogs on an 8,000-acre timber coliseum. She went with me to a regular salon. On the way there, she said, "I'm going to use you to have some fun. When I introduce you, I'm going to give them your first and middle name." There is no way my accent would allow me to be from Detroit. My sister-in-law never missed a beat and said he's a logger. Next stop, Dillard's. I've had a good time looking like Dumb and Dumber with my 46-year-old sister-in-law. She's cut out the whole time. I am going to hunt tomorrow. I have talked to my son a couple of times. He thinks they need to try to get her some medical help. The doctor's wife sent her a long text in which she called her everything but a child of God. I have not communicated with my wife. She asked where I was and told my daughter I would never be able to forgive her. And she didn't blame me for not forgiving her. My son said she looks like death. I still see no path to reconciliation. However, I'm not going to file for divorce until I'm completely sure. Some have said divorce and reconcile if I change my mind. That seems like a waste of time, energy, and money. When I decide to divorce, it will be final. I also am not going to sue the doctor if I don't divorce. If I do divorce, I will sue him to defray what the divorce settlement will be. Otherwise, I don't want his money. I have come to terms with the fact this is not going to end soon. My life will never be the same. I started keeping a journal today. Update 8: My daughter took my wife to the ER yesterday morning. Test showed her kidney function was not what it should be. She was exhibiting signs of confusion. She was admitted. A psych evaluation has also been ordered for her. My son contacted her sisters and told them she was hospitalized. Her sisters and mother are unaware of her affair to my knowledge. I plan on going and sitting down with her mother and oldest sister this weekend. Looking back, I should have done that this past Friday before I left town. I am still at my sister-in-law's house. While hashing all of this out on Reddit has been helpful to me. I know you are tired of my posts. I started a journal and can just write there if you have lost interest in my story. Update 9: I called her sister and gave her a basic summary of the affair. She was genuinely shocked and profusely apologetic. My mother-in-law is leaving tomorrow morning on a trip with 3 other widows she is friends with. My daughter's call of the doctor and her affair. She said she was not going to tell her about the affair. Just that my wife's condition did not seem serious enough for me to return home from my trip. That I was with others. She also said my mother-in-law was very worried about me when they left my house. The sisters are going to help my daughters and daughter-in-law with the hospital stay. And one of them will take her home with them until she is able to move from her house. I called my baby daughter and told her to go by the office and get a check. And take it by her grandmother's house. Update 10: My sister-in-law explained to me. Ain't no man with a junkie monkey staying at my house. Humiliating experience. I am clean. My wife's kidney function has improved. But according to the psychiatric evaluation, she has had a psychotic break. She is confused about where she is. She is upset my funeral was held without her. Tonight, they moved her to a hospital specializing in mental trauma. They expect she will fully recover in days or weeks. She can have no contact with anyone for 10 days. My middle daughter is going to be the family contact for afternoon updates until she can be visited. I am still at my sister-in-law's. And she scheduled me a 9:30 appointment in the morning with a psychiatrist she saw for 2 years, following my brother's death. Update 11: I had an appointment Thursday morning with a psychologist my sister-in-law used, following the death of my brother. Her husband. It was not a good meeting. In all fairness to the counselor, I felt very uncomfortable discussing the details of my wife's affair with her. I had to be at work Friday for a contracted data meeting that required my presence and signature on a modified agreement. I met with my children Friday afternoon to discuss their mother's status. The clinician requested we submit a plan for her discharge to help them fully prepare her in her treatment. I remained firm she couldn't return home to live, and they should prepare her to move into a rental property. I expressed to them her recovery was not on me, and I was not going to participate in it. I did commit to not filing for divorce in the next 6 months. I went to church Sunday and sat where we have sat for nearly 40 years. None of the doctor's family was there. I met this afternoon with a psychologist recommended by my pastor. It was a productive meeting for me. He's 74 years old. He works part-time from an office behind his home. He explained to me the goals he would like to reach with me. I resent every step I have to take as a result of her affair. I don't believe she is faking a mental breakdown. I am finding it very difficult to be sympathetic. An investigator is scheduled to come to my office from the State Medical Board Examiner's office Wednesday morning. This follows a complaint filed by an attorney against a doctor. Update 12. I have not posted an update recently because not much has happened. My wife is still in treatment and has agreed to stay there for 30 days. I have not spoken to her directly since December 27. She withdrew from her retirement account to cover the cost. I have not sat down with my mother-in-law. She and her daughters have visited my wife. I texted her I would come by and talk when I felt I could. No news on the doctor. His house is for sale. I have met twice for counseling. It has helped me. The affair is well known and being rumored vigorously, it seems. I continue to go to church and hold my head up even though I am thoroughly embarrassed by her actions. My children and grandchildren are well. I have made myself busy at work, and managing my son's re-election campaign has helped me be occupied. I am not sure if that is good or bad. Update 13. My wife was released from the hospital Tuesday. It is an older house, but it has been completely renovated from the stud wall. I still have not spoken to her since December 27th. She's seeking my forgiveness. I have not responded with the exception of telling my children to let her know I have read them. We have a lady who has worked as a housekeeper for my wife for over 20 years. I sent men to my house, and under the direction of my daughter and housekeeper, prepared the rental house with necessities to set up my wife with a comfortable place to stay, as long as necessary. Her sisters are staying at night for as long as it takes. I had supper with my mother-in-law at her home Tuesday night. She was very understanding and expressed her support for me. I understand from my son that his grandmother visited his mother last night and was less than sympathetic to her. Evidently, she did not spare my wife's feelings with what she told her. This is the first time they discussed my wife's betrayal. I'm going to my sister-in-law's tomorrow. She has tickets for a concert Saturday night. But the friend is not going to the funeral of a coworker Saturday. We will fly tomorrow afternoon to North Carolina and return Sunday afternoon. I am looking forward to doing something different and hopefully I will enjoy it. I am actually enjoying counseling and look forward to the weekly sessions. It seems to help me compartmentalize the pieces of my life. Update 14. I'm going to try to give an update on my status. I continue to do weekly counseling sessions. The easiest way to answer the question is to say I'm fine. I am also heartbroken, angry, lonely, and extremely sad about what our life and marriage has become. I have sat down with my wife several times and talked about our situation, how we got here, and the specific details of her betrayal to me and our family. We have done this alone. I can't reconcile to her at this point in our life. Here are my reasons: the affair was physical, the duplicity, the lies, the time wasted, I can't forgive it, medical treatment for the rest of her life, including medication, counseling, etc., because of a psychotic breakdown brought on by her treachery. This is not cancer, dementia, or any other natural unavoidable disease. I would have stood by her through any of that. She is broken, sad, pitiful. She has retired. I've asked my lawyer to draw up a settlement agreement, begging for forgiveness and unwilling to talk about a monetary settlement or divorce. My children would like for me to be able to reconcile with their mother. Yet they seem to understand my position. This Easter, they did their own family things. My wife and I were not included in their plans. It seems they are trying to find a new normal. I know nothing about the status of the doctor's case before the state board. He is working in an emergency room in a neighboring state. I am going to stop with the updates now. After pouring out my soul, reliving the pain, and sharing the gut-wrenching details of this betrayal, I can't help but wonder if I'm making the right choices. Did I handle the situation in the best possible way, given the circumstances? Was I right to seek legal counsel and gather evidence before confronting my wife? Should I have exploded sooner? Or was playing it cool the right approach? Was my decision to separate and pursue a divorce the only viable option? Or should I have tried harder to salvage our marriage, despite the deep wounds and broken trust? I'm desperate to hear your insights, your perspectives, and your honest opinions on this whole tragic saga. What would you have done differently? Do you think I'm being too harsh, too forgiving, or justifiably angry? Share your thoughts, no matter how brutally honest they may be, because I need to know if the actions I've taken so far Are those of a man finding his way or a man tragically losing it?